Picture this. You've just booked your dream vacation. You're daydreaming about sandy beaches, bustling cityscapes, or mountain adventures when suddenly reality hits. You have to choose your airplane seat. And let's be honest, it's like picking between Hogwarts houses, but with a lot more at stake. You might think it's just about grabbing whatever's available, but if you've ever been squished in the middle seat on a long-haul flight or trapped next to a crying baby with no escape, you know that seat choice can make or break your entire journey. So today, we're not just talking about where to sit. We're diving into a full-blown masterclass on how to claim your throne in the sky. Buckle up, because this is going to be your ultimate guide on conquering the skies and choosing the perfect seat. We'll break down the window, aisle, and middle seat debate, spill the tea on some sneaky hacks, and even reveal why my once favorite seat is no longer the top pick. Ready to take off? Let's go! Okay, let's start with the classic choice, the window seat. Everyone loves the window seat, right? It's like winning the seat lottery if you're a first-time flyer. You've got the world literally at your feet. But before you get too comfortable, let's dissect this spot. The pros, why the window seat is so popular. The ultimate view. This one's a no-brainer. You get the best seat in the house for takeoff, landing, and everything in between. There's something magical about seeing the clouds roll by, watching the city lights sparkle below, or capturing that perfect sunset shot. Trust me, you'll be racking up those Instagram likes. Lean and snooze perfection. If you're a napper, the window seat is your best friend. You've got a wall to lean against, which means you can avoid the awkward head bobbing that happens when you try to sleep upright. It's like having your very own mini headrest, except it doesn't come with a surcharge. Fewer disturbances. Let's face it, no one likes getting up every 5 minutes so the person next to them can shuffle out. With the window seat, you can settle in, pop in your headphones, and enjoy your in-flight movie marathon uninterrupted. But wait, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Bathroom blues. The biggest downside? You're trapped. If you need to use the restroom, you've got to pull off an acrobatic feat to climb over your seatmates or wake them up. And let's hope they're not grumpy about it. If you're the type who drinks a lot of water to stay hydrated during flights, this can be a real headache. Temperature troubles. Ever noticed how the window seat gets colder? That's because you're right next to the plane's exterior. So if you're not a fan of freezing temperatures, pack an extra layer or risk turning into a popsicle at 30,000 feet. Slow deplaning. When you've landed and everyone's scrambling to grab their bags and head out, window seaters have to wait, and wait, and wait. If you've got a tight connection, this can be super stressful. Extra tips for window seat lovers. Strategic packing. Make sure to keep everything you need within easy reach because once you're in, getting out is a mission. Have your headphones, snacks, water bottle, and entertainment ready to go. Beware the wing block. If you're after the best views, avoid sitting directly over the wing. It's like the airplane version of a middle seat in a movie theater. You're stuck with a giant wing in your sight line. Aim for rows towards the front or back for that unobstructed view. Verdict: the window seat is perfect for introverts, nappers, and anyone who loves a good view. But if you're not into gymnastics or have a small bladder, it might not be the best pick. Next up, we have the aisle seat, the seat that screams, "I need space and control." This has always been my go-to seat for years, and I know many frequent flyers swear by it. But is it all it's cracked up to be? The glorious perks of the aisle seat? Freedom to move. You're in charge of your destiny. Need to stretch your legs? Go ahead. Want to take a stroll down the aisle or make a quick trip to the bathroom? No problem. You don't need anyone's permission. Quick getaway. When the plane lands, aisle seat passengers are usually the first ones up and out. This is gold if you've got a tight connection or just hate waiting in lines. No more standing awkwardly while everyone in your row fumbles with their bags. Great for working. For those who like to work during flights or binge watch Netflix, the aisle seat offers that extra bit of elbow room. No need to worry about invading someone else's space. You've got a mini office at your disposal. The not-so-great parts human bumper car, the aisle seat comes with a downside. You're in the danger zone. Flight attendants, passengers, and even those drink carts will bump into you more times than you can count. I've lost count of how many elbows I've taken to the head while napping. No privacy. You're more exposed to the activity in the aisle, which means more germs, more noise, and less peace. Plus, every time your seatmates want to get up, you have to move. This isn't an issue on a short flight, but on a long haul, it gets old fast. Wilma woes. With United Airlines' new Wilma boarding process, more on that later, aisle seat passengers are now the last to board. This means your precious overhead bin space might already be gone by the time you get there. Nothing ruins a flight faster than having to check your carry-on at the gate. Verdict. The aisle seat is ideal for those who value freedom and hate feeling boxed in. But if you don't want to play human ping pong, maybe rethink your choice. And now, the middle seat. Oh, the middle seat. The place no one wants to be but sometimes ends up anyway. It's like the Brussels sprouts of airplane seats, universally disliked, but maybe not as terrible as you think. The ugly truth, the squeeze factor, you're stuck between two strangers with no space to call your own. You're literally squished, and armrest battles are a given. No view, no freedom. Unlike window and aisle seats, the middle seat offers zero perks in terms of mobility or scenery. You're stuck looking straight ahead at the back of someone's seat, contemplating life choices. Bathroom bottleneck. You'll need permission from your aisle neighbor every time you want to stretch your legs or use the restroom, and that can be a real test of patience. The one redeeming quality armrest rule. This is an unspoken rule of flying. The middle seat gets both armrests. It's the one tiny luxury afforded to middle seat passengers. So don't be afraid to claim your throne. Pro tips for middle seat survivors. Pack a neck pillow. You've got nowhere to lean, so make sure you bring a neck pillow. It'll make those naps a bit more bearable. Make friends. Turn on the charm and be friendly with your seatmates. Who knows? You might make a new travel buddy or at least convince them to let you have a bit more space. Verdict. If you're stuck with the middle seat, embrace it. Be the hero of your own story and claim those armrests with pride. So, what's this Wilma thing I keep mentioning? Well, United Airlines recently introduced a new boarding process that's changing the game. Instead of the usual free-for-all, they're now boarding passengers in the order of window, middle, and aisle. Hence Wilma. The impact on aisle seat lovers. Overhead bin wars. If you're in the aisle, you're boarding last. By the time you get to your seat, overhead bin space is often full, and you'll be forced to check your bag. That's a huge inconvenience, especially if you're carrying valuables or need your bag when you land. Window seat wins. Suddenly, the window seat looks more attractive. You board first, have your pick of overhead space, and can settle in before everyone else starts squeezing in. Verdict. The aisle seat may no longer be the best pick if you're flying United, but don't worry. We've got more tips and tricks to help you win the seat game. Okay, now that you've got the lowdown on each seat, it's time to dive into the ultimate strategy guide. This is where the real magic happens. Ready to become a seat selection ninja? Here's everything you need to know to maximize your comfort, minimize your stress, and totally own that flight. Choosing based on your personality and preferences. 1. Are you a nap lover? If sleep is your #1 priority, then the window seat is your best friend. Not only can you lean against the wall, but you're also less likely to be disturbed by other passengers. Tip: bring an eye mask and noise-canceling headphones. Block out the world and catch those precious Z's1, the workaholic or Netflix binger. Planning to get some work done or catch up on your favorite series? The aisle seat is your best bet. You've got easy access to your laptop bag, more elbow room, and the freedom to move around. Pro move: choose a seat on the side that matches your dominant hand. If you're right-handed, pick an aisle seat on the left side of the plane so you can stretch your right arm without knocking into other passengers. 3. The social butterfly. If you're that person who loves making new friends and chatting with your neighbors, you might not mind the middle seat. It's a prime spot to strike up conversations and maybe even score some insider travel tips. Icebreaker idea. Start with, so, what's the craziest travel experience you've ever had? You'll be chatting the entire flight. 4. The nervous flyer. If flying makes you anxious, go for the aisle seat. It feels less claustrophobic, and you have a quick escape route if you need to stand up, stretch, or just take a deep breath. The aisle seat lets you feel in control. 1. The bathroom break champion. Need frequent bathroom breaks? Don't even think about booking the window or middle seat. Trust me, the aisle seat is your golden ticket to bladder bliss. No awkward excuse me moments or shuffling past strangers. Choosing based on flight length 1. Short flights, 1 to 3 hours. If it's a short trip, go for the window seat and enjoy the view. You'll likely stay put for the duration, and you won't have to worry about bathroom trips or stretching your legs. 1. Medium flights, 3 to 6 hours. The aisle seat is your best bet here. You'll probably need to get up at least once, and having that extra bit of freedom will make a huge difference. 1. Long-haul flights, 6+ hours. Long flights can be brutal, so consider your needs carefully. If you sleep easily, the window seat is a winner. But if you're the restless type who needs to move around, stick with the aisle. Special situations. Traveling with kids, pets, or a big group 1. Traveling with kids? Opt for seats closer to the front of the plane. It's easier to get on and off, and you'll be one of the first to receive meals or snacks. Plus, it's closer to the bathroom, a lifesaver with little ones. If you've got a wiggly toddler, the aisle seat gives you quick access to walk them around when they get restless. 1. Flying with a pet. Most airlines require pets to stay in a carrier under the seat in front of you. The window seat gives your furry friends some stability and fewer distractions from people walking by. Make sure you've got everything they need within reach: treats, water, and a comforting toy. 1. Traveling with a big group? Try to book an entire row. This way, you and your friends or family can swap seats as needed, stretch out, and avoid awkward interactions with strangers. Plus, you'll have more control over armrest negotiations. The front versus back debate. Where should you sit? Front of the plane. Pros: faster boarding and deplaning, great for tight connections. You're more likely to get your meal choice since food service starts at the front. Less engine noise, so it's a bit quieter. Cons? This is where families with young children often sit. If you're looking for peace and quiet, it might not be the best choice. You might feel more turbulence here, especially during takeoff. Back of the plane pros. More chances of having an empty seat next to you. Jackpot. Statistically safer in case of emergencies. The engine noise can actually be soothing for some people. Cons: it takes forever to deplane, and you might be stuck waiting for a while to grab your bag. It's the bumpiest part of the plane during turbulence. Pro tip: if you hate waiting in line, consider seats towards the front, but not right at the very front, as these are often reserved for priority boarding or families with kids. The seat selection tools, your secret weapon. Let's talk about Seat Guru, the unsung hero of frequent travelers. This website lets you check out your exact flight seating plan, complete with color-coded seat recommendations. It'll show you green seats, the best ones with extra legroom, great views, or other perks. Red seats, avoid these at all costs. They're usually the ones with limited recline, proximity to bathrooms, or no window. Yellow seats, seats with mixed reviews. Maybe they're next to the galley or have a slightly obstructed view. How to use it. Before you confirm your seat selection, look up your flight on Seat Guru and see what you're getting into. This little step can save you from a 5-hour flight next to a screaming baby or a seat that doesn't recline. Specialty seats, love them or hate them. Bulkhead seats. These are located directly behind a wall, so there's no seat in front of you. That means extra legroom. However, you can't store your personal items under the seat. Families with babies often sit here because it's where the bassinet hooks go, so be prepared for potential baby cries. Exit row seats. Extra legroom, but be ready to assist in an emergency. It's not just a title. Flight attendants will ask if you're willing to help. Also, these seats can be a bit chillier due to their proximity to the exit doors. Aisle seat hacks, the center row revelation. Here's the ultimate pro tip. If you're on a plane with a center row of 3 or 4 seats, always choose the aisle seat in this middle section. Why? Because you might just end up with no one needing to climb over you. It's the perfect blend of aisle freedom without the interruptions. Fun fact: on longer flights, this seat often ends up being the least requested because people assume it's less convenient. But with a little luck, you might have an entire row to yourself. Now that's first class luxury and economy. The most important tip: book early. Yes, sometimes you have no choice but to take what you get. But if you book early, you'll have a much better chance of grabbing that perfect seat. Don't wait until check-in. You deserve the best. So, there you have it, the ultimate guide to choosing the perfect airplane seat. Whether you're team window, aisle, or somehow convinced the middle seat isn't that bad, you're now armed with all the tips and tricks to make your next flight smooth and comfortable. Next time you're booking a flight, remember these strategies and you'll never have to suffer through a bad seat choice again. And hey, if you've got your own seat selection hacks, drop them in the comments. Let's keep this conversation going and make sure everyone flies like a pro. Thanks for sticking with me, and may all your flights be turbulence-free and filled with extra legroom. Until next time, safe travels.